Good day, and welcome to another edition of the Military and Foreign Affairs Network. I am your host, the voice of reason. So, for today's Ethiopia, Tigray, Eritrea, Sudan update, operations continue inside of Tigray, both on the part of Eritrean, Ethiopian, and TDF forces that are operating inside of the region. We are hearing that Eritrea continues to strengthen its positions, especially in northern Tigray. We have also heard reports of continued uh, defensive fortifications and a deployment of Eritrean forces inside of Adigrat, in the areas around Adigrat. We also have been able to identify several Eritrean military formations that are operating inside of Tigray. And again, we believe, MFAN believes that there are approximately 60,000 Eritrean forces operating inside of Tigray. Those forces include all of or major elements of the following combat formations or divisions. So Eritrea calls these divisions. These are really brigade-sized formations. So the 42nd and 49th mechanized division. It's called a mechanized division, but it is not a true mechanized division. They have obviously tanks assigned to these divisions and do have a motorized capability along with some self-propelled heavy artillery, but are not true, in essence, mechanized divisions where all the battalions are outfitted with armored personnel carriers or armored infantry fighting vehicles. So again, 42nd and 49th Mechanized Divisions, the 11th, the 17th, the 19th, and the 27th Infantry Divisions. There are also elements of the 525th Commando Division, and there is also the 26th, the 48th, 46th, 53rd, and 28th infantry divisions as well. So fairly significant force construct that is operating inside of Tigray. The better part of 10 Eritrean divisions or major combat formations that are operating within the region. We're also getting some rather interesting news coming out of the Ethiopian diplomatic service. So apparently, there has been outreaches specifically in regards to Ethiopian ambassadors and embassy staff that operate in the United Kingdom, France, and other Western countries. And they have reported that they are extremely concerned about the current events that are taking place inside of Ethiopia. And this obviously this includes what is going on inside of Tigray, but there is also the concern of an industrial strength insurgency now forming in Oromo, the Oromo areas, and then obviously what is occurring on the border with Sudan. So three very significant events, two of which one is outright war on the Tigray region area, and then obviously the industrial strength insurgency that is now taking place inside of Oromo. And apparently these diplomats in these Western countries may be, in fact, making contingency plans for if and when the government of Ethiopia collapses. And I think there is legitimate concern that if something were to happen in terms of the Ethiopian military, either a coup d'etat, a collapse on one of the fronts that Ethiopia is facing, we could see the breakdown of the Ethiopian state. And I think some of these ambassadors and some of these diplomatic personnel who are operating in these Western countries who have very comfortable lives and want to maintain those very comfortable lives are starting to have conversations in terms of what if. What if this happens? Would I have the ability to remain here and still in some capacity represent Ethiopia? But again, it would appear that because of the ongoing struggles inside of Tigray, the worsening reports of the human rights abuses that are occurring, the operations of the Eritrean Defense Forces deep inside of Ethiopia and obviously Tigray, have many of these diplomats very concerned. And I'm not sure if these diplomats, in fact, believe Mr. Abiy Ahmed is actually completely running the country in some cases. And an example, again, would be the Tigray region, where it's quite possible that Mr. Afwerki, the despotic leader of Eritrea, is in fact running operations inside of Tigray and looking to annex portions of the Tigray region into Eritrea proper. But we will continue to monitor the situation. Just again, it appears that diplomatic personnel of Ethiopia are starting to make contingency plans in the event of the governmental collapse of the existing government, of the existing Prosperity Party under Abiy Ahmed.